Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Bang
Now let's start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with Quake Live? My last video was about my barely functioning games, and it was Quake, and that brought up a lot of things too, where I tried to play Quake Live, okay? I tried to play Quake Live. And here's the thing that's been bugging me, and I sort of talked about this in my keyboard mouse versus controller video, but I wanted to talk about this one specifically because this is what really pissed me off, okay? I was trying to play Quake Live, and because it was going to be free, and it was on Steam, and it's like, oh, that'll be fun. And on the store page it says, partial controller support. Now, generally when a game says partial controller support, that means that using a controller, a controller does something in the game. There's something for it to do. It's partially useful, okay? And I couldn't get it to do jack shit. It didn't navigate the menus, it didn't work in the game, and even though I went through a bunch of different menus and trying to get it to operate, nothing seemed to happen. I couldn't get a response out of my Xbox 360 controller, which is pretty much the most supported controller if there is controller support for anything. So, either the store page lied to me or they're still working on it. And I think if the store page, if they were going to have it, functioning, I don't know. The thing is, like, if it wasn't working yet, which it clearly wasn't, it shouldn't have been on the store page. And if they weren't going to include it, it shouldn't have been on the store page either. It should wait until it actually works in the game. If it's on the store page, they should have something in the game that allows you to actually use it without having to put in some weird kind of command. Or if there is that, at least give us some kind of a walkthrough. There's an FAQ in there, there's a bunch of other stuff for the handbook. Put in the necessary instructions to get it to work if there is such a way to get it to work, even if it is a little complicated. Tell us. But there was nothing. Even on the other FAQs for everything else, nobody would help me out. I mean, I looked online, I looked in the forums, so I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to ask the people in the forums to help me out with my specific question, because nobody else seemed to have asked it. So I asked them, okay, so I asked, how do you use a controller in the game? And for some reason that translated to people, should I use a controller for this game? That's not what I fucking asked. I didn't ask you for your opinion on what I want to use. The store page even says partial controller support, so it means that the game is being designed so that I can use a controller. And if I can use a controller, and maybe it's going to be not technically as good, maybe you have a slight advantage with keyboard and mouse. Thing is, I'm comfortable with the controller, and I suck balls with the keyboard and mouse controls. And you're going to say, oh, well, just practice with them, get better. I shouldn't fucking have to when the game has both. If they have both, I should use the one I'm more comfortable with and not waste time trying to learn something that I shouldn't need to learn in the first place. It's fucking retarded. And it's so maddening that everybody decided to just say, you don't want to use a controller, use a keyboard and mouse. Learn with it, figure it out. What, you only play Call of Duty and Halo, don't you? I bet you're fucking 10 years old and that's the only thing you know how to play. It's like, fuck you. There are games that have been on consoles for a long time that have used, there's FPS, you have Doom on consoles. Even back on the Super Nintendo, you had Doom. Yeah, a console fucking game, okay? A console first-person shooter. You got Doom, you got Duke Nukem, you got GoldenEye. There's a lot of first-person shooters that are on consoles, okay? It's not like this is something that was like fucking new, that people just all of a sudden now want to play with controllers. It's just a different way to play. It's not really necessarily all that much worse either. In fact, if you're more comfortable with it, you're going to play a lot better than you would with the other one anyway. So, shitting on people for having a different preference than you was really, really fucking shitty and didn't make me want to play the game at all. Basically, people telling me that I was wrong and not answering my question, look at it like this. It'd basically be like me asking directions on how to get to McDonald's, and instead of giving me those directions, they said, you should really go to Subway instead. I'm not asking you where I should eat, fucker. I don't care if that's, technically better for me or not. What I care about is how do I get to the place I want to go to, okay? How do I get to the location? You're not answering my question. There were a few people who tried, but most of the people came there not to answer my question, and instead to just insult me for wanting to use something that the developers were offering me. They're insulting me for an option that I was given. And instead of even trying to tell me on top of that, even if it was supposed to be just a helpful, or hell, they could even tear into me as much as they want to, but the fact is, if you're not going to tell me how to do it or don't have any idea, don't fucking answer it then. This question isn't for you. This isn't about what is your opinion on my decision. It's about how do you fucking do this. I want help, not fucking suggestions on what you think of my decision. I've already made up my mind on what I'm going to do. And it just really, really pissed me off, and it made me not want to play with these people. It made me not... I don't care about the community now. And I don't give a shit. I won't play that now because people were fucking assholes to me. That's what happened. They were just pieces of shit. And, you know, that's what happens. When you try to open up to an online community, guess what? You get shit on. That's what happens, I guess. Apparently nobody cares. They don't want... And I guess that makes sense, too, because people on Quake Live, you know, having that come to Steam, nobody liked that idea because of all the changes that were going to happen with it to try and cater to more people. Yeah, they don't want more people playing it. They just want the same old crowd playing it. In fact, I bet they'd be happy if almost no one played it, so they could play against the same people every single day, so they can have all the same matches, and they know everyone, and I don't know. They don't want new blood. They don't. Maybe the developers do, but all of the players don't. They hate changes, they hate new players, and they're just fucking assholes about it if you try to join. So it's not worth your time. And I guess... maybe someone will really enjoy it. If you can play with a keyboard and mouse, as a lot of people can, go for it. But if you want to play with the controller, stay the fuck away. If you want to talk to the community and make friends there, stay the fuck away. If you're looking for just a fun and a good time, I'd say stay the fuck away, because it's designed to be competitive and it's going to be full of douchebags. So that's really just the anger I wanted to really just vent out from Quake Live, because it still bugs me that people were this much fucking assholes to me. Okay? Fuck it. What's the deal with that? It's like a community with my ass. It's a fucking community with the ground. It's a bunch of fucks in a bunch of shit. And I don't fucking... I'm not doing it. I don't... Fuck it.
What's the deal with Sam?